Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're looking ahead to some upcoming Minecraft features based on some pre-release info.
Uh-huh.
Whether you're someone who just kind of pops in now and then or you're building these crazy elaborate things, I think there'll be something in here for everyone.
Right?
We've got revamped spawn eggs, wolf howls, even change it to leaf litter.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about you, but I always love to see what's coming up.
Yeah, it's cool to get a sneak peek behind the scenes,
Absolutely.
see what the devs are thinking. And I think one of the interesting things is how even small changes sometimes
Yeah.
can tell you a lot about where the game is headed, like what they're focusing on.
Okay, so let's start with the revamped spawn eggs.
Yeah.
These are getting a visual makeover.
Uh-huh.
So they're actually going to look like the mob that they spawn.
I love this. This
Yeah.
is such a good example of just clear visuals.
Yeah.
Like the more intuitive the design, the more you can focus on the actual gameplay. The creativity of exploration. Imagine you're in creative mode building something.
Right.
Instead of having to hunt through menus for the right egg, you just glance at it and you're like, oh, there's my zombie.
Exactly.
Exactly. It speeds up the whole process.
Makes total sense. And speaking of how things look, it'll be interesting to see with these spawn eggs, they come in different sizes too, right?
That's right, yeah.
The source mentioned small, medium, and large.
Yeah, I wonder how that'll play out,
Yeah.
what that means for the game. But you know what I also like is that they're just fun to look at.
Oh, yeah.
They've got all these little details, like snouts and wings and tiny little horns.
I love that. Like each spawn egg is like a little piece of art now.
It is. It is. Speaking of art, let's talk about those wolf howls.
Oh, yeah.
Each wolf is going to have a unique sound now.
Yeah.
So there's like 7 different, I guess you'd call them personalities. I'm curious from a player's perspective, what do you think that adds to the game?
I've always gotten really attached to my wolves in Minecraft.
Yeah.
And so now it's like they really each have their own little personality, right?
Yeah.
With the sounds. It's so cool.
Each one has their own voice, and you'll know them by their howl.
Yeah.
That's really neat. And it makes me think about the environments, too.
Uh-huh.
And that's where this leaf litter update comes in.
Oh, yeah, the leaf litter, it's getting an upgrade.
Yeah.
So it's not just generic brown anymore.
Right.
It'll have different colors based on the biome.
Yeah, which again, you see how the developers are adding in these layers of detail to make the world richer.
Yeah.
Imagine you're walking through a forest, and the colors of the leaves under your feet are subtly changing as you move from one area to another.
Oh, that's so cool. It just makes it way more immersive, right?
Yeah.
It makes you want to explore to see all the different variations. Ooh, what do you think the leaf litter will look like in a desert?
Oh, that's a great question. And that's the thing about Minecraft. There's always something new to discover.
Yeah.
Even in places you think you know really well.
Right. I mean, it's wild how much thought goes into
I know.
even the smallest details in this game.
It really shows you how dedicated the developers are to making it a really immersive world, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of makes you think about the big picture, right? Like the direction these updates are taking.
Right.
It seems like they're really focusing on these details that improve the feel of the game overall.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, a lot of these features are still being tested.
That's right.
Yeah, so they could totally change based on what players say.
Absolutely. And it's really cool to see that back and forth,
Yeah.
between the devs and the players, that they're actually listening to feedback. It's not just like, here's the update, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of like when slime blocks were first introduced, people were coming up with all sorts of creative uses for those that the developers never even thought of.
That's right. Like flying machines and all this crazy stuff.
Exactly. It just shows you the power of a game like this,
Uh-huh.
where you've got this incredible community that's so creative, and they're pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the game.
Absolutely.
And these updates give them even more tools to work with. It's going to be awesome to see what they come up with.
It really is. And it gets you thinking about what other details could be like enhanced in future updates.
Oh,
right?
totally.
What if different types of wood made different sounds when you walked on them?
Oh, that would be cool.
Right.
That would add a whole other level of realism
Yeah.
to the game. And it would make exploring different biomes even more interesting.
Totally. So what are you most excited about from all this?
I think those wolf howls are really cool.
Yeah.
I can already imagine people trying to create music with them.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be the next big thing on Minecraft TikTok. I'm calling it now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you heard it here first. But yeah, I just love how these updates even small things
Yeah.
can spark so much creativity and get people engaged.
Okay, well, before we go, let's do a quick recap of what we talked about today.
Okay.
So we had the new spawn egg textures, which make them way easier to see and just more fun to look at, honestly.
Definitely. And we talked about the unique wolf howls,
Yeah.
which will give each of your wolf buddies their own distinct personality.
I love that. And of course, the color variations in the leaf litter,
Right.
which will make each biome feel that much more real and immersive.
Exactly.
I mean, it's pretty amazing, right? It's like these little changes can totally change how the game feels.
Oh, for sure. It's all in the details. And I think it shows that even a game like Minecraft, that's been around forever,
Right.
is still finding ways to keep things fresh.
And it's not just the developers making these changes, right? It's the players, too. Think about all the crazy things people have built in Minecraft over the years.
Oh my gosh, I know, right?
Like castles and working computers.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. The creativity of this community blows my mind.
And now these updates give them even more to work with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be so fun to see what they come up with using these new features. Like, who knows, maybe someone will figure out how to use the different leaf litter colors to make like some giant art piece.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Or maybe they'll use those wolf howls to write music.
Oh my gosh, yes. The possibilities are endless. That's what I love about this game.
It really is.
It just makes you think outside the box.
And before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
We've talked about these specific updates, but what other subtle changes would you like to see in Minecraft? What details could they tweak to make it even more immersive for you?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think it'd be cool if there were more things you could interact with in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if you could pick up a piece of leaf litter and, like, look at it up close?
Uh-huh.
Or use it to craft something.
Ah, I love that.
Yeah.
Like little things that just make the world feel more alive.
Right.
Totally.
Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive into these upcoming Minecraft features. Hopefully you guys learned something new.
Yeah, always cool to peek behind the curtain, right?
Sure. And who knows what other surprises Mojang has up their sleeves. Until next time, keep on exploring, keep on building.